Hey guys, this is your boy Sweet Sauce back with another video. I want to go over my PvP monk build I've been running every time I do Battlegrounds or do Shadow War. This is the kind of build I've been running. So let's get right into it. So first, let's talk about the gear. First, we got Crippling Insight. You mainly want to go for Strength, Vitality, or Fortitude. Try to get the best magic attributes, but your upgrades as well. Try to get your upgrades. So we're running Crippling Insight for the Exploding Palm. Maximum charges increased by 1. And we're running Power and Command. In the Helm, 2-star, Power increases your primary attack damage by 10.5%. Command increases all other skill damage by 10.5%. And then for chests, we're using Enlightenment's Blessing with Strength and Fortitude. And we're running Everlasting Torment. Your critical hits inflict agony, dealing 15% base damage, plus 122 every second for 6 seconds. And it increases your attack speed by 1.5% as well. It can't occur more than 20 seconds. We're only using Enlightenment's Blessing for... During Shield of Zen, your movement speed is increased by 25% and you can move unhindered through enemies. That's also a really big one. You gotta have that in order to run this build because it's just, the movement speed, it's just uncanny in the thing. So if you get something like this, you get Strength, Vitality, and Fortitude. With triple this, crit hit damage increase, primary attack damage increase, item base damage increase by 3%. It's pretty good. This is a really good shoulder. I can't believe I got it to drop. I also run Berserker Eye, so increase all damage you deal by 8%. It increases your critical hit chance by 1%. But also increases all damage you take by 5%. And we're using Discipline's Weight. Or 7-sided strike damage increased by 10%. And for pants, it's not that good of attribute rolls because willpower does nothing for monk. But fortitude does armor penetration, which is also good. And then we're using Favorite Fang in our pants here. Each time you deal damage to an enemy, that enemy now takes 1.05% increase from your attacks up to a maximum increase of 10.5% at 10 stacks. And we're using this for Exploding Palm explosion, damage increased by 30%, but Exploding Palm no longer deals initial damage, so when you explode, it's going to deal more damage, and it's just better for the execution. For the main hand, we're using Spirit's Reach, and we're using Blood-Soaked Jade. This gem is probably by far the best damage gem in the game. It even beats Sleeping Bile, in my opinion. So this one increases all damage you deal up to 10.5% and your movement speed by 10%, with less damage bonus the lower your life to a minimum of 5.25%. And we're using Spirit's Reach for the 7-sided strike. Now places a runic circle inside which all enemies will be struck by your spirit allies. And for the offhand, we're using Reaching Rebuke. And we're using Blessing of the Worthy. This is a really good gem to be using as best as you can. Blessing of the Worthy is pretty good. So when you take damage, you have a 20% chance to unleash Retribution on all nearby enemies, dealing damage equal to 14% of your maximum life. Cannot occur more often than once every 20 seconds. And I like using the Reaching Rebuke because of the Crushing Palm legendary effect. Exploding Palm now launches you at a location and strikes that area with a giant palm as you land, damaging all nearby enemies, but its cooldown is increased. So like when I don't have no movement speed, so after I use Shielded Zen with the movement speed here, I can also move with Exploding Palm to get out of situations or get into the fight, drop my Imprisoned Fist, and use 7-sided strike. It's really good stationary, and you also can use your Shield of Zen to get out. You can just move right through enemies and everything they're throwing at you. So for set pieces, I recommend using Fist Ring's Bearing Pack. Increase the duration of your abilities that cause loss of control by 30%. Try to go for the 4-piece once you get to Hell 2. You can get the amulet, the gloves, the belt, and the boots. And once you get the 4-piece set, increases damage done from all sources by 15% to enemies suffering under your loss of control effects. So it doesn't work with anybody else's loss of control effects. But when you like Imprison Fist, you get 15% damage boost. So you want to throw out like your Exploding Palm right after Imprison Fist and etc. Blah blah blah. So it's really good to get a 4-piece set of the Feastering Barons pack. It's probably one of the best PvP sets for Monk. The only one I could see that's being better is the Whip Crack, which is the Windloft Perfection 4-piece set. So gain thousands winds, increasing your movement speed by 15%. 1,000 winds deactivates for 3 seconds if you take damage. Increase your damage done by 20% while 1,000 winds is active. That's for the 4-piece. For the 6-piece is really good because you can gain a shield that makes you immune to damage 5 times while 1,000 winds is active. It's basically like a get out of jail free card. I mean, it's unbelievable, that 6-piece set. And this is probably the rarest drops to ever get. So if you do get stuff for the Windloft Perfection set, keep it because it is extremely rare. It's almost extremely rare as getting Blood-Soaked Jade. Blood-Soaked Jade is the rarest drop. But you want it for now. You can just go with the Festering Barons pack. It's good. So every time you do crowd control, like Imprison Fist, or something that has like frost on it, your ability, it increases your duration of your abilities that cause loss of control by 30%. So you're getting 30% longer duration. Plus, you're getting increased damage done from all sources by 15%, which is pretty good. That's it pretty much for the set pieces. I personally go damage over life in PvP because nothing is better than life, or damage. Damage is better than life. So I go damage and belts, armor penetration and boots, and I also go with resistance or potency. It doesn't matter. Both are pretty good. And then for my neck, I go with life and potency, which is alright. Damage in the rings. Try to rank them up as much as you can. And for charm, try to go for exploding palm damage. It's pretty hard to try to roll for something that good in a charm. But you'd want like exploding palm. Mystic Strike is also a good one. 7-sided strike is also a really good one to have. That's probably the monk's 3 most used skills in the game. And then if we go to skills, so we're using Exploding Palm, Imprison Fist for the CC, 7-sided strike for the damage, Shield of Zen for the buff, and then we're using Fist of Thunder. Because the ultimate is just so good in PvP. I mean, you're hitting them like a truck in PvP. But other than that, your rotation is pretty much what I do is I Exploding Palm in a group, pop my 7-sided strike, Imprison Fist, and Shield of Zen, and then just start manhandling. Just put your manhandles on them, bro. I mean, you can also just get out of situations with Exploding Palm. It's basically another traveling thing, or you can use Shield of Zen to retreat, hit your number 1 to bandage up, go back into the fight, 7-sided strike, Imprison Fist, so they take that percent of damage whenever you have the 4-piece Festering set. But other than that, I mean, you can, I guess I could, like, the Vanquisher, which is pretty common. You want to get your 5 damage off the first one, get Zeal, get damage, get Wrath, And then probably put 10 points into armor penetration. But that's pretty much it for the build, guys. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.